My name is Mallory Hickson, and my persuasive analysis speech is called Flintstones Winston Commercial. We have all seen the infamous cigarette commercials. They all have a beautiful girl smoking or a group of jocks smoking, all saying how cool smoking is and how cool you would be if you started smoking, because smoking is so cool. What does every smoking commercial have in common? One motive: get you to start thinking smoking is cool and to start doing the same thing as that beautiful girl or the group of jocks. And they do this by relating it to your personal needs. It is no different for the Winston cigarette commercial on the hit TV show The Flintstones. Today we will look at how this commercial grabs the audience's attention, who the intended audience is, and look at where Winston's commercial idea went wrong. Let's first look at how this commercial related to their intended audience. The commercial first starts off as Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble, the two main characters in the hit TV show The Flintstones, are watching their wives do housework around the lawn. They sit and think about how tired they are and how it's so much work watching their wives do the work. So they go in the backyard and have a Winston break. This Winston break is where they would smoke Winston cigarettes in the backyard and tell each other how good Winston cigarette smoking is and how good Winston cigarettes are. Winston knew that that recording their advertisements on the Flintstones was a perfect scenario for their product. This commercial thrives off the idea that everyone needs a break sometime, which is so true. Everybody needs a break from their busy lives. The Flintstones is a modern family living in the past. Even though they have rocks for furniture and dinosaurs for pets, they're still very relatable. They were just like a modern family in the 1960s. This was exactly what the Winston commercial needed. They needed a way to link taking a smoke break to the idea of a modern, relatable family. Once you relate a product to the intended audience, they feel the need of having that product. Now that you know the message that the Winston Company was trying to put across, let's look at who the intended audience was. When Flintstones was first aired in 1960, the writer William Hanna was okay with having Winston advertising on their commercials, according to TV.com. This was because the first two seasons, the writers didn't know who would be watching their TV show. At the time, they were thinking that the intended audience would be older adults because they wanted their TV to be more of a sitcom. What writers William Hanna and Joseph Barbera didn't know is that mostly children were watching their shows instead of older adults. If they wanted to keep the numerous amount of viewers that they had, no matter if they were children or adults, they had to change advertising because viewers are viewers. If you have children viewers or adult viewers, either way you're still getting the amount of feedback that you need. They actually switched their advertising to Welch's grape juice, which makes a lot of sense. So now that you know how Winston related his product to extended viewers, but really was this decision wise? Because the advertisement related directly to modern needs and found a perfect way to illustrate their product, the overall commercial idea was actually very clever. But the show had just started. How were they supposed to know what audience would be listening? They didn't know if it would be older or younger, so that would be a problem. After 2 seasons, it was obvious that more children than adults were watching the television show. Would a bunch of kids buy cigarettes, let alone know what a cigarette is? Absolutely not. It would be like having a cigarette commercial after an episode of SpongeBob. Sounds absolutely ridiculous. So even though Winston's commercial idea was very well executed, the intended audience that Winston was hoping for did not go in the advertisement's favor. Today, we looked at how the Winston cigarette commercial had the right idea, just not the right intended audience to preach their product to. We also concluded that to make a successful advertisement, you first must know you first must know who you want to be selling your product to and how you're going to do so. Because even though all cigarette commercials are the same, something must be keeping these smokers keep wanting to smoke.